President Donald Trump officially signed that order to send the National Guard into Memphis. He's calling it a replica of his crackdown on D.C.
And this morning, we're hearing perspective from a member of the Council on Criminal Justice. Jaxie Pigeon is here in studio to explain how he thinks this will all pan out. Jaxie.
Wanda Kellen, Mark. In addition to his current role on the Council on Criminal Justice, Thaddeus Johnson is also a former Memphis police commander. He's known as an expert on policing, crime control, and governance equity, and has done extensive research on topics such as street violence and correctional control. Johnson tells me he was just in Washington, D.C. to witness what it was like to use the National Guard there. He says he saw the guardsmen mostly doing foot patrols along the wharf and in touristy areas. In Memphis, Johnson explains that the federal government has worked with local authorities to create task forces on things such as gangs and drugs. He says they are large organizations that need federal backing, but are always in collaboration with and led by the local authorities. And that does not seem like it will be the case when the National Guard is deployed to Memphis.
Everyone deserves to be safe, and that's a responsibility at every level of government. We just make sure that each level of government thrives where they're at. We've always talked about the local government and the federal government. What about the state? We hardly ever talk about the role of the state in this, and perhaps the state can be a bridge, a liaison between the locals and the feds. But for these things really to work, it has to be a support.
On Tuesday, Senator Marsha Blackburn praised FBI Director Kash Patel and President Donald Trump for their commitment to fighting what she calls violent crime in Memphis.
As I have talked with elected leaders in Shelby County and Memphis, as we have talked with those in law enforcement, they have been so grateful to have this support and this additional education that comes, because local police are learning from your agents when they are learning how to track these gangs and infiltrate these networks.
The White House claims the Memphis total crime rate is higher than the national average, suggesting that the rate had increased since last year. Memphis police, on the other hand, are reporting decreases across every major crime category in the first 8 months of 2025 compared to the same time frame in years past. Mark.